First, it was Brooks Koepka. When he walked away from LIV Golf last week, everyone said it was just a one-off. They said the league was still safe. But this morning, Bryson DeChambeau just gave us the signal we have all been waiting for. The scientist isn't just calculating yardage anymore. He's calculating his exit strategy. We've spotted a detail in his latest vlog that 99% of people missed. A direct message to the PGA Tour that he's ready to come home. With LIV's funding drying up and no world ranking points in sight for 2026, Bryson knows the ship is sinking. But here's the part the media isn't telling you. Bryson isn't just thinking about it. Reports suggest he's already in secret talks with Tiger Woods to restructure the entire PGA Tour. I have the details of their secret meeting right here. LIV lawyers are trying to strike this video down for contract interference. Subscribe and hit the bell right now. If you don't, you won't see the blueprint for the new PGA Tour before it's announced. Click that button, and let's decode Bryson's message. Here is the clue that proves Bryson is packing his bags.
Would you accept the players back into the tour as they want to come back in, or do you think there is a consequence of joining?
I think they've already paid their they've made the money, but they've paid their consequence in terms of you talk about the reputation and some of the things that they've lost by going over there. If it made the overall tour stronger to have Bryson DeChambeau back and whoever else, I would be okay with it. But again, it's not just me, and I recognize that not everyone's in my position. So it would be up to the collective group of PGA Tour members to make that decision.
Would you accept the players back? Do you think there's a consequence for leaving? Well, I think they've already paid their consequence. They made the money, sure, but they've paid in terms of reputation and what they lost by going over there. If it made the tour stronger to have Bryson DeChambeau back, I would be okay with it. But again, it's not just me. It would be up to the collective group of PGA Tour members to make that decision. Things just got interesting. Rumors are flying about whether Bryson DeChambeau might actually be making a move back to the PGA Tour. So what is really going on here? Recently, Bryson gave a few comments to the outlet Flushing It Golf, and what he said definitely raised a few eyebrows. When asked about the possibility of re-signing or returning before the Riyadh event, Bryson replied, "I don't know about before Riyadh." That is a pretty curious response. Remember, he reportedly signed a deal with LIV Golf worth around $125 million that runs through the 2026 season. And that expiration date is not far away. Bryson explained that there are a lot of things to go through, calling it a unique scenario, especially after Brooks Koepka's departure. That move definitely stirred things up. He admitted the situation throws in some variables and reiterated that he has always wanted to grow golf across the globe, but added a crucial caveat: it has to be right. That last part stands out. If it has to be right, that implies it's not quite right just yet. Reading between the lines, it sounds like Bryson might be hinting that changes are needed before any big decision happens. He even noted that while LIV's leadership has done some good things, there are still areas that have to evolve. He ended with a massive statement: "It's where I want to be, but ultimately it's got to make sense for everyone." Whether he's talking about returning to the PGA or pushing for adjustments within LIV, it's clear Bryson is weighing his options carefully. One thing is for sure: whatever happens next could shake up the world of golf once again. Bryson DeChambeau seems to be in a fascinating position right now. He has openly said that if he wanted, he could focus entirely on YouTube golf content and still do just fine. And honestly, that's not surprising. What's even more interesting is how his social media profile currently reads. His bio now describes him as a golf YouTuber first, and a professional golfer second. That order says a lot. It suggests that Bryson might be prioritizing his role as a creator before anything else. Looking at his career achievements, Bryson has built quite the resume. On the PGA Tour, he earned 8 titles, including 2 major U.S. Open victories. Impressive numbers by any standard. Over on the LIV Golf side, he has captured 2 individual wins, adding to his growing record. When it comes to prize money, reports estimate Bryson earned around $36 million during his PGA Tour days, compared to roughly $47 million from LIV Golf purely in winnings. And that doesn't even include the reported $125 million signing bonus he received when he joined. Now, the big question remains, what is next for Bryson? Could a PGA Tour return actually be on the table? He has mentioned before that he wants to grow team golf, but the PGA Tour doesn't have many team events outside of the Ryder Cup or President's Cup. Meanwhile, LIV has built its entire brand around team competition, but the concept hasn't yet fully connected with fans the way they hoped. Bryson also hinted that LIV Golf might be working on a rebrand or a fresh look, possibly arriving around 2026. If true, it could mean big changes to how the league presents its team format, whether that's a shift in marketing, structure, or something entirely new. Everyone is waiting to see what Bryson and LIV have planned. So what exactly would it take for Bryson DeChambeau to make a comeback to the PGA Tour? That's the question everyone is asking. Financially, Bryson is secure. Reports suggest he plans to fulfill his existing deal with LIV, but he doesn't seem in a hurry to sign a new one just yet. From his recent comments, it sounds like he's taking a wait-and-see approach, letting things unfold naturally while keeping an eye on how the golf world evolves. Bryson's tone gives off the impression that he's watching for change, maybe improvements in how both leagues operate. There's also a sense that he's curious about what a return path to the PGA Tour might look like. Would there be conditions? A waiting period? Could he still balance professional golf with his growing YouTube empire? Those are the kinds of questions lingering beneath the surface. Now, the PGA Tour's leadership has recently shifted, with a new CEO known for having a more flexible approach to media and digital rights. Early reports suggest this could open more opportunities for players who create their own content, something that lines up perfectly with Bryson's current focus. His social media profile literally lists him as a content creator and pro golfer, showing just how much value he places on that creative freedom. So, if Bryson were to ever consider a return, it might depend on how open the PGA Tour becomes to modern content culture. Giving players more freedom to film, collaborate, and share behind-the-scenes moments could be exactly what draws him back. It's clear Bryson loves both the competition and the creative side, and the PGA's willingness to embrace that balance might be the key to seeing him tee off there again. If the PGA Tour decides to loosen its media rights restrictions, it could completely change the game, not just for players, but for sponsors too. In the past, the Tour held a tight grip on media control, but now there is a clear shift toward a more open mindset. The idea is that giving players freedom to create content benefits everyone, especially those who already have huge online audiences. Bryson DeChambeau fits that description perfectly. According to recent interviews, most of Bryson's viewership reportedly comes from YouTube rather than from LIV Golf's broadcasts. The LIV audience, while loyal, doesn't yet pull in the same high viewer numbers as YouTube, where Bryson's content regularly reaches millions. That is a key point. Sponsors care about reach and visibility, and YouTube delivers both in a big way. Because of that, sponsors could play a major role in shaping how the PGA Tour handles media rights moving forward. If they see the value in allowing players to share their own content and build personal brands, there's a strong chance the tour will relax its policies to keep pace with the modern digital world. And if that happens, which many believe is a matter of when, not if, it could open the door for Bryson to make a major decision. Reports suggest that he hasn't yet re-signed with LIV, meaning he is in a perfect position to observe how things develop. Once the PGA Tour's new media approach becomes clearer, Bryson might take a serious look at what is best for his future in both golf and content creation. A year ago, many believed Bryson was fully committed to LIV for the long term. But times change, strategies shift, and new opportunities emerge. With the sport evolving so fast, his next move could surprise a lot of people and reshape how professional golfers connect with their fans worldwide. The golf world is going through a real transformation right now. Media control, something once tightly guarded by major tours, is finally being questioned. The traditional "you play, we own your footage" model is fading fast, replaced by a fresh, digital-first approach that lets players showcase their personalities directly to fans. Bryson DeChambeau has been one of the biggest examples of that shift. His YouTube channel isn't just an add-on to his career, it's become one of his main platforms. Millions tune in to watch him experiment with clubs, push new limits, and show off the side of golf that TV rarely captures. That's powerful, and sponsors are starting to notice. Behind the scenes, there is growing talk that the PGA Tour's new leadership sees this evolution as an opportunity. Opening media access means more engagement, higher fan interest, and ultimately stronger partnerships with brands that want to connect with younger audiences. It's not about replacing the old system, it's about adapting it. If Bryson does decide to return, he could become the face of this new era. A player who bridges the old-school prestige of the PGA Tour with the new wave of golf entertainment online. That kind of crossover potential doesn't just attract fans. It redefines what being a modern athlete looks like. Right now, Bryson DeChambeau seems to be balancing two worlds, the traditional pro golf circuit and the booming digital creator space. It's a mix that not many players can pull off successfully, but Bryson has done it with style. His audience loves the unfiltered moments that make golf feel relatable and fun. The question is, can a golfer really have both? LIV Golf gave Bryson flexibility to film and create freely, while the PGA Tour historically had more restrictions. But if those rules continue to evolve, the PGA could soon offer the same freedom, or maybe even more. That could put Bryson right in the center of a major shift where players have more control over their image than ever before. He's shown that golf can reach massive audiences online through creativity and innovation. If the PGA opens those doors fully, Bryson could help lead a new generation of golfers who aren't just athletes, but creators shaping the game's future in real time. So where does this all go from here? Insiders are watching closely because Bryson DeChambeau's next decision could signal a new direction for golf as a whole. If he chooses to rejoin the PGA Tour under a more flexible media system, it could inspire other players to push for similar freedoms, turning pro golf into a hybrid of competition and creative storytelling. Reports already suggest that discussions between player managers, sponsors, and tour executives are heating up. Everyone knows that digital influence now drives fan engagement more than ever, and stars like Bryson are proving that social media can sometimes outshine traditional broadcasts. LIV Golf, on the other hand, continues to experiment with its team-focused format, and they won't let Bryson go easily. His presence adds credibility and attention to their brand, especially among younger viewers. But Bryson's recent comments hint that he is keeping all doors open. He is a thinker, a strategist, and someone who clearly values long-term vision. Whether he returns to the PGA Tour, stays with LIV, or even charts a new independent path through digital media, one thing is certain: Bryson isn't done making waves. The next few months could reveal not just his future, but the future of how golf connects with the world. The next chapter in Bryson DeChambeau's story might be the most defining moment of his entire career. Golf is changing faster than ever, and Bryson is standing right at the center of that transformation. The battle isn't just between LIV Golf and the PGA Tour anymore. It's between old traditions and the modern media-driven age. Bryson has proven that a single post, vlog, or behind-the-scenes clip can pull more engagement than a full TV broadcast. That is huge, and it's forcing golf organizations to rethink how they interact with audiences. Players aren't just athletes now. They are influencers, entrepreneurs, and storytellers. Sources close to the tour have hinted that upcoming seasons might feature more media flexibility for players, looser filming rules, more creative partnerships, and a fresh approach to branding. If that's true, it could be exactly the kind of change that draws Bryson back into the PGA's orbit. After all, he's always said he wants to grow the game, and in this new media era, that could mean reaching fans who never watched golf before. At the same time, LIV Golf isn't standing still. They are reportedly preparing major updates to their team concept and branding, possibly launching in 2026. If they manage to reimagine the fan experience, they could still hold Bryson's attention. Whichever way it goes, golf is standing on the edge of something fresh and unpredictable. Bryson's next decision won't just affect one player. It could change how the entire sport communicates, connects, and competes in the years ahead. Now, it's starting to look like real movement might be happening. With so many shifts taking place behind the scenes, it's no surprise that some analysts are beginning to lean toward the possibility of a return. The landscape is evolving fast, and Bryson could be a key part of that next big wave. Brooks Koepka's earlier decision to rejoin major PGA events was seen by many as the first major domino to fall. If another high-profile name like Bryson were to follow that same path, it could create a major turning point for professional golf as a whole. For more golf updates, player insights, and breaking stories, make sure to subscribe to Golf Mode TV, where every swing, every deal, and every decision gets broken down in style.